Hello and welcome to Cinema Express. My name is Ram Venkat Srikar. Today we have with us filmmaker Vimal Krishna to talk about his film DJ Tillu. Hi Vimal, how are you?
Hi, man. How are you?
I'm good as well. I'm good
I'm
as well.
good. I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah. So Vimal, I've been trying to get this interview for a week, and we are finally here. I
Yes,
assume it
yes.
was a pretty interesting week for you. Your debut film, it opened to packed houses across Telugu states and wherever it released. Tell me
Yes.
how was the last 1 week? What were you doing for the last 1 week?
See, the first day, the very first day when we got the, unanimous blockbuster talk,
Hmm.
the only thing that I did was, I sat in my room and I took a
Hmm.
very deep breath, finally,
Hmm. Hmm.
after all these years, after 10 years of struggle, finally I could see something to cherish about or to smile at.
Right.
So I literally took a deep breath, like it's finally, I've done something here, coming from Vizag with no background
Hmm.
and achieving this, this humongous hit is something, I'm really proud of myself and my team. And talking about the last 1 week, we have been on tours to Andhra,
Hmm.
and the response in Andhra Pradesh is very much equal to what we are seeing in Telangana. It's a it Digitilu being a very local film, the Telangana
Yeah.
dialect
Yeah.
and all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Initially we had that little fear, if audience would understand these dialogues in Andhra Pradesh or not.
Hmm.
But they were repeating the dialogues and they were giving a very huge response to each and every dialogue. That's
Hmm.
something we felt that day. Me and Siddhu, we just looked at each other and sort of we were like, we made it. That's when we
Hmm.
realized how big this film has become.
Where did you watch the first show?
We watched it in Sudarshan.
How scared were you before stepping into the theater?
See, I was not scared or I was not tensed. The day before, when my friends were asking me what were my emotions,
Hmm.
I was like, I literally didn't feel any emotion. I was neither
Okay.
excited nor tensed, because somewhere I knew that, this film is going to, people are going to accept it.
Hmm.
But when I entered into this Sudarshan, Sudarshan theater idea on day, sort of, you'll climb the steps and then you'll get to see the screen and the
Okay.
whole theater.
Okay.
As I'm climbing those steps, I could only see papers flying in the air and
Okay.
few people are throwing their mobile phones in the air. So I didn't expect this kind of response, to be very honest. I know people would accept, people will love this film, but this is something, I don't know how to express that feeling literally. But it was great for me and Siddhu. We were last 1 year only. What we thought was, we wanted to take this DJ Tillu to
Hmm.
the interiors of, the two states of wherever the film releases.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
We wanted to make DJ Tillu a cult character. That
Right.
was something we were very, we were prepared to do that. But Irojo, today the response that we are getting, I felt, we sort of achieved that. From where we started and where we are today, I think me and Sidhu are really proud of what we have done. Yeah.
So I've seen an interview where both Sidhu was telling that when you were shooting the film, only the two of you would be laughing on set,
Yeah.
and nobody, and everybody on the set would be just serious. What the hell is
Yeah, yeah,
happening?
yeah,
Tell
yeah,
me about the atmosphere on the set and what kept you driven that this comedy will still work.
yeah. So, during the writing process,
Hmm.
so we both co-wrote the film.
Right. Yeah.
This whole writing process happened during the first lockdown.
Hmm.
So we were, ante ఏ పని లేదు, we were so free that our mind was completely occupied with digital.
Hmm.
So as we are writing, when the character, this digital character అనేది వచ్చినప్పుడు, uh, the biggest plus that happened to this film is Siddhu being a writer for this film. It
Hmm.
really helped me to understand his body language more.
Exactly.
Okay, as we are writing, he would enact this scene and he would show me. I would say, ఇట్లా కాదు, ఇట్లా చేద్దాం మనం, this is not how Tillu will be, this is how
Hmm.
he should be. So ఈ స్పేస్ లో ఏంటంటే, right from day one we know in and out of DJ Tillu.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
compared to the other guys on the set,
Hmm.
even my direction team gani, the DOP team gani, the other guys. So we know in and out how Tillu will behave, how Tillu will talk, what are his mannerisms. We know all these kind of things. So set lo endante, there are a lot of dialogues that we improvised on set. Apart from what we wrote in the script, on set వెళ్ళిన తర్వాత చాలా improvisations అయినాయి. That Gunupam dialogue కానీ
I love that dialogue. I love that
yeah
dialogue.
ఆ గుణపం తీసుకురా.
Guna what?
That long iron rod that you have put in my ass. Please get it.
yeah or the baniyan తెలియకుండా డ్రాయర్ లాగే
Drawer
dialogue
line.
కానీ so all these are spot improvisations.
Okay.
So we as we are reading this script on set and he's about to perform his shot, we kind of felt that something is lacking here, something should be there here. So that is when we used to sort of discuss on spot, and Siddhu would say some dialogue and I would laugh, and at the same time I would say something, he'll laugh. So మాకు ఏంటంటే ప్రాసెస్, ఈ ఎంటైర్ ప్రాసెస్ లో there is a thing that's going around in the production house that సిద్ధు విమల్ షూటింగ్ చేయకుండా నవ్వుకుంటున్నారు, మాట్లాడుకుంటున్నారు, బట్ ది రియాలిటీ ఇస్ సంథింగ్ ఎల్స్. we were actually improvising the dialogue and making it a better one. And ఈరోజు థియేటర్ లో all those dialogues, improvising dialogues, ప్రతిదీ hilarious గా వర్కౌట్ అయింది మాకు. And also not every time this process will work.
Exactly. That was my follow-up question. What you just said, that improvisation, making changes on the set, they always tend to backfire. That's what writers always say. I wish I had a complete dialogue version. I wish I had a proper bound script. But it was so. Did you guys have a proper bound script, like dialogue back and forth, or how much of it was improvised and how much of it was already written?
So we have a bound script with everything ready, dialogues and అన్ని రెడీగానే ఉన్నాయి. But crucial scenes ఉంటాయి చూడండి, where the story is going to take a turning point. Those are the points where we sort of we wanted more impact there.
Okay.
So our areas ne మేము ఎక్కువ improvise చేసాం. And also as you said, sometimes stuff like this, they tend to get backfired. అది చాలా గట్టిగా తగిలితే మాత్రం. But the biggest advantage that we had for this script is DJ Tillu has no boundaries. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. So every now and then, last 1.5 years, 2 years, Tillu constantly used to run in our mind. వీడు అట్లా చేస్తే ఎట్లుంటది, ఇట్లా చేస్తే ఎలా ఉంటుంది. సో ఆన్ సెట్ వెళ్ళేసరికి కూడా we used to get new ideas regarding the character and the dialogue. Okay. We never touched the story on set. ఆ సీన్ కానీ ఏది టచ్ చేయలేదు. We only used to improvise the dialogue part. Okay. So luckily, things worked out this time, but I'm pretty sure that not every time this will work.
Yeah. Speaking of the character and how you just described that you used Siddhu's body language to shape that character. I like how many attributes that character has. Like for instance, that guy is always stone faced. He doesn't smile or anything. Even when he's scared or when he's angry, he just maintains the same expression and says things. And I also love how much the camera is always on his face. I love that scene where he first discovers that Radhika's boyfriend is dead, and that conversation between him and his girlfriend. I think it's amazing. And also this guy, he uses a lot of his hands. Like he's always using his hands. He says things like anxiety ekko naku, delicate mind, things like that. Tell me, how do you find these things?
It purely comes for me, through observation. I observe a lot. Okay. And ఇప్పుడు మీరు అన్నట్టు ఒక స్టోన్డ్ ఫేస్ ఉండి వితౌట్ నో ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్ అది. సో అది ఐ నెవర్ టోల్డ్ ఎనీవన్ ఎక్కడ ఏ ఇంటర్వ్యూలోనూ అసలు ఇట్లా ఏం చెప్పలే, కానీ దట్ ఈస్ సంథింగ్ మీ. I usually don't put out any expression. I want to maintain that mystery always. So ఎక్కువ నవ్వను నేను. So somewhere ఆ పోకర్ ఫేస్ తో వచ్చే కామెడీ వేరుంటుంది.
Exactly.
So I wanted to get that into this Tillu character. So ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే 2 కాంట్రాస్టింగ్ క్యారెక్టర్స్ అనమాట. సిద్ధు ఇస్ అ వెరీ యాక్టివ్ అండ్ ఎనర్జెటిక్ గై, వేరస్ నేనేంటంటే కొంచెం సట్లు ఉంటా, ఎక్కువ మాట్లాడను. సో వాట్ ఇఫ్ ఈ 2 క్యారెక్టర్లు మర్జ్ అయితే ఎట్లుంటది అన్న ఒక థాట్ లోంచి టిల్లు క్యారెక్టర్ అట్లా డిజైన్ చేసింది.
Vimal, tell me how the script shaped up with drafts. Like first draft must have been at a point, final draft must have been at a point, and then you also told that you guys had to leave out around an hour of footage on the editing floor. So tell me, how did you decide what goes out, what stays in, and how did the whole script evolve from first point to what we are seeing right now?
Yeah. So, we went to shooting in the second draft. Okay. That is the film that you're seeing today is the second draft, basically.
Okay.
Okay. But, as the shooting process is on the way, in this entire process, we realized that, this script has been constantly asking us for something else. Like I said before, Tillu is something which no one has ever seen in Telugu film industry.
And eccentricity, that level of eccentricity.
That character. Okay. So for us, it took some time to understand the character in the beginning. Okay. Once we got hold of that character, sort of we started to get new ideas to present this Tillu character. Okay. So drafts, as far as drafts are concerned, we went to the shooting in the second draft, but we kept on improving the character wise. Not the story. The story is the same. We didn't touch that because I'm someone who believe that we should never disturb the story once we get onto the shoot, and it will literally mess up our minds if we disturb the story.
Like, so many stories, like so many. We have heard so many bombs like that.
Yeah. So me and Siddhu, right from the beginning, we were very clear that we are not going to disturb the story much. But if Tillu is asking for something else, we would welcome that. We'll consider that and we'll sort of make him a better guy. I mean, in the character space. So that's the entire process that we believed in for this particular film.
Can you give me an example? Like, in addition to the improvisation that you said, can you give me an example how character evolved?
This character is a stand-up comedian.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
So suddenly I somehow felt that the whole reason that we started this film is to take it to the interiors of every part of the city. Okay. Stand-up comedian, especially in Telugu, that culture is not up to the mark here.
It's not mainstream yet.
Yeah.
So it has a very niche following.
Yeah. So kind of we felt that we'll not be reaching our target if we go ahead with the stand-up comedy thing. So that is when we thought we'll get something local. We'll stick to our nativity. And Hyderabad, you'll see a lot of these DJs. In Old City or Malkajgiri. And Siddhu, he grew up in Malkajgiri. Okay, that's the core of Hyderabad. And we get to see a lot of DJs there. So that's how, we sort of, shifted from stand-up comedian to DJ, making him a DJ Tillu. Okay, every decision that we took for this film has become a game-changing moment for us. Like the title, it used to be Narudu Brathu before. Yeah. And we changed it to DJ Tillu, and that is one of the game-changing moments for us again. So, as far as the script is concerned, these are the changes that we made. The another thing that we tweaked a little bit is, we made Tillu a little hyper guy. Okay.
He's super hyper, not little hyper. It is super hyper.
Yeah. So, we added that innocence because if that is innocent is not seen on screen, later that, when he sees the dead body or when he sees that visual in the Shannon bedroom, all this will not work. So sort of, we kind of, developed that part of innocence in the process.
Wow. I love how this guy also evolves. Like, at first he's kind of innocent, then he gets to see the dead body, then he sees them in that act in Shannon's bedroom, and at one point he stops believing, no?
Yeah.
Like, one of my favorite parts about the film is when Radhika asks him, Inka nannu nammu, why do you have so much problem trusting me? It's like, Radhika, nu nijagane nanu that point, no, when we watch it in trailer, it doesn't actually, we don't get the context of that scene, but as we watch it in the film, it lands
perfectly.
ఎందుకు టిల్లు నన్ను నమ్మడానికి అంత ప్రాబ్లం నీకు?
నువ్వు నిజంగానే క్వశ్చన్ అని అడుగుతున్నావా రాధిక?
So now tell me about did you ever envision Radhika as a grey character? Because she is also, in a way, if you look at it, in a way she is villain, right? In a way. And he Tillu obviously seeks his vengeance towards the end also, you can say that. How
Yes,
did
yes.
you? Because I've seen an interview where you said that your idea of the core of this film was that you wanted to explore different perspectives towards women and how women
Ye-
are perceived by the society
Yeah,
when they
yeah,
share a certain level of affinity with men in their life.
yeah,
Tell me about how you wrote Radhika.
yeah. So, as you said, the biggest belief that I have, or the thing that I believe in is,
Hmm.
I always believe that no one is white or no one is black.
Hmm.
There's always this gray thing that we have, even in
Hmm.
me or you or
Hmm.
someone else. Okay.
Hmm.
My point is, we are all same. We all make mistakes. We all learn from the mistakes, or we make more mistakes, from the experiences.
Hmm.
Okay. So we start judging based on our mistakes or the things that we do.
Hmm.
Okay, not completely knowing about a particular person,
Hmm.
irrespective of gender. I'm talking in general.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. So when it comes to women, they are easy. They are, we target them very easily. Okay. As I said in the previous interview, they Radhika being with 3 or 4 men. Okay.
Hmm.
Imagine Tillu as us, as a guy who's watching a woman with 3 or 4 men.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
He starts doubting her, or he starts, questioning her,
Hmm.
not knowing the reality of what's happening here.
Hmm.
But the
Yeah.
story is
Yeah.
entirely different here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how we perceive or we understand women, I feel. We got to kind of, we are not uh, empathetic towards anyone. You know, that particular guy might be her brother,
Hmm.
he might be her friend, or he might be her uncle,
Hmm.
but we sort of will come to a conclusion that she's
Being
very
so, we judge her
being,
character. Hmm.
yeah, very easily we'll judge women. Okay.
Hmm.
I want to question, or not question, I want to put that out through my film in a
Hmm.
very funny way. Because if I tell these points in a very serious or dramatic way, no one is interested to listen to them.
Right.
But if I can make them laugh, sort of, they'll sit through the movie and they'll try to understand at least one thing. I'm happy even if one guy kind of understands this concept.
Hmm.
I'm not really bothered about if 100 people or each and everyone should understand what I'm trying to tell. At least
Hmm.
even if that hits one person, that is a achievement for me. So and also I'm very fond of showing real characters, irrespective of gender. Again, I want my characters to be on the gray side. Okay. And how they come out of that particular thing and show the world that nothing is really wrong here, being gray
Hmm.
or being white or being black.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I want to, not just DJ Tillu, even from here, every movie that I write or that I direct, I look
Hmm.
for this point.
Okay.
I want to tell that it's okay to make mistakes, it's okay to be gray. We're all human beings at last.
Hmm.
So that's when we can that's when we can find peace in our lives. That's when we can move on. That's when we can be happy with each other, when we accept that fact that no one is perfect here.
Hmm.
So that is
Hmm.
my main thinking, and that is how Radhika, you know Radhika character form. And also, I kind of like mystery. I like people who are mysterious. Okay. So
Yeah.
I wanted I wanted Radhika to maintain that mystery throughout.
Yeah. You
Few
never know
people,
what's
yeah,
running in
what
her
she,
mind.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 So few people, they called me and they asked me, is Radhika good or bad?
Hmm.
I felt, when I got that question, uh, the main intention that I started with, I felt, I achieved that. I wanted to
Right.
maintain that mystery. Yeah.
Hmm. Now, tell me about your filmmaking inspirations, because you're talking about keeping characters real. You're talking about exploring the human dynamics. Which filmmakers inspired you the most?
See, for me, Rajkumar Hirani, I like his movies. Okay.
Okay.
If you
Hmm.
watch his movies, he'll sort of, you'll find all the, uh, current situation, current issues that are going on in our society, told
Hmm.
in a very funny way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. That is my main inspiration to,
Hmm.
when I was watching his movies, kind of, I was very, fascinated towards his storytelling, the way he tells the story. He takes some serious point and he tells in a very light way, or in a very very satirical way. So that is what really inspired me. And also I like Guy Ritchie movies a lot. I'm a big fan of Guy Ritchie. So his inspiration is also on me, at some point of time.
Okay. Now, Vimal, are you someone who believes in in logical storytelling or emotional storytelling? Because if you look at DJ Tillu, there are a few things that we can question. Like the very basic reason, very basic fundamental thing being that how will Tillu's father, who's being the narrator in the first half, how will he know the intimate moments his son has shared, especially considering the father and son are having they're having a strained relationship. So when you think about it, there are things like this. But the film really does not pay heed for that. No, so tell me, whether are you a guy who believes in logical storytelling, or do you think if emotion works, then nothing else matters?
For me, I can adapt to this story. It all depends on what kind of story that I want to make, or that I want to tell. Right from the beginning, when this idea popped up in my head, I told one of my friend that this is the idea that I want to direct. And he asked me, what's the message in this, or what's the emotional angle in this? I just told him that I don't want to give any message through this movie, or I just want people to come to the theater and laugh till their stomach aches. This is what I told him. So it's important what kind of story that we want to tell, because not every story demands everything. Few stories they require those laughs. Okay, few stories they require those emotional angle. Okay, it all depends on what kind of story that I want to tell. I'm okay with logical storytelling, I'm okay with emotional storytelling as well. For me, it is all about the story that I want to tell.
Okay.
If I want to make a film like Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels, I'll stick to that world only, that space only, what is required to that script. Okay. If I want to make something like Jersey, okay, it's a very emotional film. I'll stick to that. I'll not deviate from that particular genre. So that's how I think, basically.
Now, the film did go through a lot of changes during post-production and during production as well, right? I read in an interview that a 5-minute scene became a 15-minute scene. You had to reshoot that in the first half. What's that scene? Is that the scene where he discovers?
Yeah.
Okay, how was the scene? Okay, how was the initial draft? What wasn't there in the first version?
First thing is we sort of we felt we need a little more humor there. Okay, that's the main thing to reshoot that particular scene. There's no other intention. See, the way we conceived that particular scene, the one which you saw now, it's the previous one is also similar, in the conceiving point of view.
Okay.
But only thing is, few laughs are missing there. So that's the reason we thought, we'll, make it a better, write it
version
again. Yeah. And shoot it again. So that's the main reason.
Okay. What was the most challenging scene for you to write or shoot?
See, the whole DJ Tillu writing process was a big challenge for us, To be very honest, last 2 years, kind of, we were mentally a little drained. Okay, this DJ Tillu being not very familiar with us, in the movies or the films that we saw, the stories that we read. Okay, every now and then he kept on asking a new thing. DJ Tillu, that is a little challenging for us to pull off without diverting ourselves or deviating from the main idea. That was a challenge for us, definitely. And while shooting, as I said, everything, for me, biggest challenge was to handle the entire set. Okay, I feel if you're successful in handling a set, things will automatically fall into place, because you're very sure of what you want to shoot. You know how Siddhu will perform, what shot to put or what angle you want to compose. Okay, how Neha will perform, everything. Okay, you know, the back end problems that we get while making the film, if you lose your cool there, I somehow feel that that it will indirectly affect the, you know, the shooting part. Okay, so for me the biggest challenge was to handle back end stuff. Yeah,
logistics.
Yeah, so because, you know, I realized that filmmaking is all about how you manage your team, how you handle the entire crew. You know, you're responsible for each and everything there. Right, so one wrong decision will disturb the entire shoot. And also I have to keep the budget in control. I have to, you know, at the same time I have to look after if that particular scene that we are shooting, it's coming out as we thought. Okay, you know, this particular thing was the biggest challenge for me, and I somehow, you know, enjoyed this challenge a lot. You know, it taught me new things, new experiences. Hopefully, you know, I'll learn from these experiences and you know, be a better person for the next film.
Do you think you could have made DJ Tillu the way it is with a different actor?
Honestly, no, because DJ Tillu is Siddhu, Siddhu is DJ Tillu. You know, even outside, he's close to DJ Tillu. Okay, and for me, Siddhu, we have known each other from 10 years. Okay, so I know in and out of Siddhu. What are his strengths? You know, what are his weaknesses? I know everything. I know in and out. Okay, so so basically, you know, I'm someone who believe that we should give the comfort to the actor. We should. It's always important to know the actor's weakness and strengths. You know, that's when you'll get that honest performance on screen. So that is what I did with Siddhu. You know, Siddhu, you know, he cooperated very well, you know, in this particular aspect. You know, he used to ask me, how do you want this character to be? Okay, I would tell him something and he would get that out from his real personality. So with Siddhu, it is very smooth process, you know, for me. And I never imagined anyone in this character other than Siddhu. Even if I think about it now, when you ask me, not even one name. Yeah.
So, have you read reviews where there is a slight criticism directed towards the second half of the film?
I haven't read much reviews, you know, because you know, I'm completely I completely depended myself on, you know, audience review. Yeah, you know, I used to check the Twitter reviews. Okay, there I read few reviews where, you know, people are little disappointed with the end part of the second half. I did read those reviews. Yeah, but the audience review.
Okay. Like before watching into the film, I obviously read reviews and I went in expecting the second half to fall flat completely, and that's what my friends were also saying. So like after the first half, I texted them saying that this film is so great, I am loving this film, and they're like, wait for the second half. Second half might disappoint you. I'm like, I'm not disappointed. I wasn't. Obviously, I felt maybe the hospital portions they were kind of elaborated. I felt those could have been a little shorter, but I did not mind the second half, and I felt the ending was kind of surprising. I did not expect that to go into a court setup because it's so different from the film that we had seen so far. But again, that's a choice you have made, so I think it's valid on from your perspective. What's your favorite scene from the film, Vimal? Like, I know it's very hard to pick.
Favorite scene.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, for me, the favorite scene is that land dialogue. You remember that?
Yeah, that where they are digging the.
No, not digging part. In the second half, you know, when Radhika, she comes after taking that phone, he'll ask about where have you been? Yeah, that's my favorite scene because, you know, that is where things are taking a U-turn again.
Yeah.
Okay, and the performance, I'm somehow, you know, Siddhu's performance, I somehow felt, you know, I liked that performance, and because I don't know, but yeah, it was very innocent and very honest at that part. Because that's the point where he's not understanding anything what's happening in his life. Yeah, and also Shannon's bedroom is one of my favorite.
Yeah, I mean, like, even if I think about that scene, I'm laughing. So, lovely, man, lovely. So again, 1 hour of deleted footage. What's up? Like what did we miss?
You'll get to see that soon. We are planning to release the deleted scenes.
Wow.
So there's a lot of Tillu that you'll get to see again, but on a different platform.
Oh, will the long version come to OTT platform or?
No. I'm saying YouTube. You'll get to see those deleted.
YouTube.
Okay.
Okay. Tell me which chunks did you guys had to leave go? Which part of the narrative had to shorten?
Mainly the hospital part,
Okay.
where we had to, trim a little there, and few here and there, few scenes we had to cut off in the middle, in the first half.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now you said that you couldn't have made Siddhu, you couldn't have made DJ Tillu without Siddhu. Do you think making your second film is going to be a different kind of challenge when you have to, where you are, if you write it for a different actor or where you want a different actor to fit into your character? Is that a challenge you are seeing that's coming your way?
See, first thing, I'm very keen to take on challenges. Okay, I always believe in one thing, every now and then there is a challenge in our life. Before making DJ Tillu or before this whole DJ Tillu thing, the pressure was to find opportunities. Okay, after DJ Tillu's release and after its hit talk, pressure is always there, but in a new form. Okay, that challenge or that pressure is always there on you, irrespective of what stage you are in. Okay, it's always important to accept that, embrace that life is not going to be easy. Every now and then you'll face a new challenge.
Yeah.
So I honestly accept that fact that there will be challenges further also. So this particular thinking made me handle the challenges in a very cool way. So I'm not really worried about challenges, but I'm aware of aware that there are going to be more challenges ahead. Yeah.
What's next for you, Vimal? What's next for you?
Very soon, bro. Very soon. I'm going to announce soon. Yeah. So it'll be fun or comedy is something I really enjoy. I really grew up watching these fun films. So definitely, I'm not going to miss this mark. But told in a very different way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you also kind of apprehensive that you might be branded a comical director, and do you want to explore other genres as well?
See, I'm definitely keen on exploring new genres, but whatever genre that I touch or whatever theme that I take, my main motive is to when audience come to the theater, they should go back satisfactorily. They should have that satisfaction. Whatever that I show them, whatever story that I tell them. For me, ultimate goal is audience should be satisfied with what they have seen. For my film. Yeah. So I'm not really bothered about the tags and stuff, because I know what kind of movies that I want to make, and slowly, I'm going to tell different stories, with different emotions. I want to explore all the experiences that I went through in this 10 years, and all the knowledge that I got from learning in this learning process. So it's going to be a crazy ride for audience as well from me. Yeah.
Lovely. Is DJ Tillu 2 happening, or what?
It'll happen definitely. We are also right now me and Siddhu, we took a break for some time. We just wanted to take a break now. So once this break is finished, we'll sort of sit on the script. But I don't know if it'll be a next project or the after that. But definitely DJ Tillu 2 is happening. It'll happen definitely.
Lovely.
You'll see a surprise. You'll see a new Tillu there.
Oh, looking forward to it. I hope he still maintains that hairstyle. So.
He will. That is his trademark,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely talking to you, Vimal. All the best for your.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much.
Revel in the success.
Thank you.
Congrats, man. Congrats.
Thank you so much, bro.